What is up, guys? Welcome back to Get It and Dawn. I'm your host, John Getta. And a fun fact before we start talking is that last episode I didn't know, but my mic was not on. So that's why I sounded kind of echoey, kind of like I was kind of just unprofessional. And that takes me right into the topic for today, how everything kind of is unprofessional. When you're little, I had a weird thing for me. When I was growing up, I thought like people that worked at like McDonald's and like worked at all these places were like very professional people and like kind of not human. And it's weird because I saw celebrities like that too. I always thought all celebrities were gonna be like 6'5" or like 6 foot something, like these massive, larger than life people. And it's really weird when you think about it, like, oh, they're just regular people. And I know there's a big difference between me going from someone that works at like a McDonald's or Walmart to a celebrity. But in my mind, I held all of them kind of like the same in a way. But it's weird because you don't think celebrities are real people. You just don't. And it's like, especially when you're little, you're just like, oh my gosh, that's that person, that's that person. Like when you see them in person, it's weird. It's just like it's a weird topic. It's a very weird topic. And yeah. And I feel like as you get older, especially like with workplaces, you realize that everything kind of is unprofessional. Like people are people. No matter how you put it, like, yeah, when they're on this job and all that, they try to act professional. But like when it's no one's looking, when it's like kind of chill, they're chill people and they're like regular people. They're not professional. They make jokes the same way you make jokes. And it's like all a facade. And that's the way we all grew up thinking it was. We all grew up thinking it was gonna be like everyone was gonna be, oh my gosh, one day you were just gonna be like, boom, adult. You're gonna take everything seriously. You're gonna be 100% on everything you do. You're not gonna mess up. You're not gonna make mistakes because you can't. You're gonna look at everything and you're gonna keep everything in a timing manner. Your the way you hold yourself is going to be perfect. The way you act is going to be no childish. You're not going to make those kind of jokes anymore. You're not going to be a kid. Everything you do is going to be 100% like professional. And that's just not how it is. Some people act like it is. And then you see a lot of times they're not like that. Your big boss, all of a sudden you go with him to lunch and he's just chill dude. Or he goes to a party with you after he's just chill person. Or maybe even at work when he walks to the back and no one sees him, no customers see him, and you're chatting with him. He's like, he doesn't care. It's really interesting to see how people actually are. Because for me, especially when I first started working, when I was in high school, when I first got out of high school and I first started working, I was like, oh my gosh, everything has to be done right. Everything has to be done perfect when I go into this job. It's not like that at all. Everyone's just chilling. And everyone's kind of just trying to get through it. And that's what it is. Like no one wants it to be perfect. They just want to get through it and go home. Everyone just wants to go home. That's just all it ever is people want to go home. And the only time they really get mad is if you're keeping them from going home. But that's when the anger comes in. But that's a whole different thing from actually doing the job right. Yes, the owner will always want the job to be done right, but there's a big difference between the person that owns the store and the people that work there. And I think a lot of times the owner thinks the people that work there share the same passion as he does, when it's never going to align because it's not your own thing. It's not your own baby. For the owner, that's his own thing. So I think it's like a really comparing the owner as professional is just it's a different concept because when you create something yourself, you care for it a lot more. But yeah, when I first went into working a job, I worked at Chick-fil-A when I was 18. It was like a big reality check for me because it was like I thought everything was gonna be perfect. I remember my first week, they had me go to the back and clean like this shelf or like clean this door, all this stuff on the door. And I was like scrubbing all of it, but I did it for like 20 minutes and they all kept looking at me like, is it just going to keep doing that forever? But I thought it had to be perfect. I thought I had like fully cleaned it off because they told me to. And no, no. There's like, one of them came up, the manager came up to me. One of the managers was like, oh, you don't have to do that anymore. It was just like, just a scrubber real quick. And I was like, oh, okay. The only reason why you see me, I know, time out. The only reason why you see me look down a lot and look back up is because the camera's right here, but my computer's down here. It's like all down. My laptop's down here. So I see me right down here, but I have to look up here for you to see me looking at the camera. So it's like a weird thing. I get pretty used to it. It takes a while, but I got used to it. We make a quick adjustments around here, baby. But yeah, I feel like everything's just so unprofessional. Like even the very, very professional people, when I have like meetings with people and they're like sponsors and all that, and you're trying to impress them, after a while you make some jokes and you're like, all right, yeah, we're cool now. We don't have to be 100% professional with each other anymore. But there are some people where it's like you don't have that relationship with them yet, so you had to act more professional. And it can be with bosses, or sometimes you get lucky and you get really cool with the boss. But that was always something I found interesting. That was like such a big thing for me. It's like seeing that things aren't as serious as you think they are. Like you think everything's gonna be so serious when you get older, but it's like it's not really. No. But yeah, that was a big thing that I just saw, and honestly, that was the big takeaway for me. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. That's all I wanted to talk about. Come on here and tell you that not everything is as serious as you think it's gonna be when you get older. Yes, you need to be accountable. Yes, you need to get stuff done. At the end of the day, you're still gonna have time to have fun. You still have time to make jokes, laugh with people, enjoy things. Y'all have a good one. Once again, this has been Get In and Don. Mike works this time, so you know I'm gonna use it. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.